So, good evening all, and welcome along to Friday Night Live. And without further ado, I've got loads of people lined up this evening. So we're going to bring in the first one, my ride pal, and he's having a curry tonight. So in England, we do the Poppy Day, and he's looking forward to his Ring of Red on Sunday. Whether it's going to be the ride or the after effects of the curry, I don't know. But we're going to bring him in, and it's Simon GTR 1400.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I'm going to do the Ring of Red curry Saturday night, Ring of Red Sunday.
Exactly. Yeah. Same here. We've got a very, very messy Saturday night. We've got our neighbours coming in round the house, so it's going to be very messy Saturday. So whether I get to ride, I don't know, because it depends on how much alcohol I have, and you know what I'm like for not riding and having a drink. So we shall see how it goes Sunday. One guy I'm going to be bringing in, I just want to say a big hi to all the guys. Hell's on Two Wheels. If you haven't checked out his latest video, there's some really good drone work on that. I've watched it 4 times already. I just had to go back and keep watching it and watching it and watching it. Evening Zedhead, evening MT Belly. Hello to Sarah, Mrs. Burning Gas hauling ass. Nitro's here as well, Rory. Hi, Rory. And Paul Keating has joined us in the room. So we've got loads of people. There's not many people that I follow that I idolise, but this guy, I absolutely idolise him. I don't know why. I put him on a platform. He does some really good rides, and absolutely gorgeous bike. And I'm going to bring in the man from Scotland. It's Lockwood.
I don't know if idolise is a word, but thanks very much.
Absolutely love that bike. That run you did with I think it's the Isle of Skye one or something.
Yes.
I think it was Ayrshire Vlogger or Basic Bikers put up, but you just going up the outside, I'm like, yeah, that's Lockwood's VFR.
yeah. That was it was called the Irvine Cruise.
That was it, the Irvine Cruise.
Yeah. So you know, all the boy racers would all meet up down at Irvine Harbour basically, and we were there just to gate crash it. So we had all the souped up Subarus and all sorts were there, but we just went down in the bikes and had a blast. So yeah, that was a good night. Little incident. Was good. Yeah, there was a little incident, but it was good. Yeah.
I did see the little thing, but obviously I didn't comment on that. I hope he's all right though.
Yeah, no, he's fine. Absolutely.
Brilliant. I'm just going to post the link up one more time in the room if you do want to jump in. Plenty of spaces available. I'm just going to cover, because obviously I had a little bit of a minor incident on Wednesday. As you know, I constantly test the bikes. We've had one Wednesday, we've had one Thursday, and we've had one today as well. So obviously Wednesday out on the little 30 mile an hour cypher, doing 30 mile an hour. And I've got to say a big thank you to the boys from BBN, especially Simon and that. When I was last chatting to the leader of BBN, which is Nick, and he said to me, you've got to set limit points. And I went, what's that? As basically how fast I can ride. He said, no, your limit point is how far you can see to the very distance of the road. The last point that you could see, that is point 1 on the left, point 2 on the right. And then you're going to track back. You're going to do 100 yards in front, point 3, point 4, 5 is your left mirror, 6 is your clocks and your gauge, your speedo, and 7 is your right mirror. Scan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've been practicing it and practicing and practicing. It's now second nature to me. I don't even think about counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And obviously coming down that back road, there's a car at that junction. Is he? Isn't he? And I'd already got, if you actually slow-mo the video, you can actually see the brakes coming on as the car appears. And little old boy, totally oblivious, just pulled out straight in front of me, 30 mile an hour. And obviously, right, I'm going to have a quick word. He wasn't even aware that I was behind him flashing the lights. I must have beeped him for about 100 yards, just pulled him up and said, look, did you not see me? No. Was you not aware? You almost took me out. Sorry. Just, second glance of bikers. That could have been a big bike, or it could have been a cyclist that was going a lot faster than what I was. I was doing about 20 mile an hour, thank God, because I was in eco power. But if that had been a big bike or a cyclist, they would have been wiped out on that. But as I say, educate, not aggravate. And obviously I'm an emissary from the garage when I'm out riding because I've got all my Eclipse gear on. So last thing I want to be doing is you complete and because it's going to come back on the garage. So hence why we tend to educate riders. But obviously yesterday, Thursday, we had one of our customers come in. He's got a Titan scooter. Simon will know this roundabout. It is prone for accidents, the Tesco roundabout. Sat at the Tesco roundabout, waiting to pull away. And with that, you have to watch two junctions on the roundabout. Are they going to go left? Are they going to come round? No indicator. And he hesitated and waited. Next thing he knows, he's in the middle of the road, got slammed up the back by a transit van, bent the swing arm on his bike. He went over, but he ended up in the middle of the road with cars still coming towards him at 30 mile an hour. How he didn't go under the front of a car, I don't know, but he's got leg damage, bike's all damaged up. And then we had another one today going round the roundabout. He was in the first lane. Car come round the outside, didn't even know the biker was there, just swept him straight off and put him up onto the hard shoulder and into the ditch. So that's the third one this week. And it's just cars. We were discussing it and I said to him, you know, the driving of, obviously with COVID, everybody's had lockdown. They've not been out and driving as much. Is it the fact that people are just not, you know, going back to their standards, or are they just forgetting how to drive?
I think the weather we've had recently has played a big part in that. You look at a lot of cars I'm seeing first thing in the morning, they've not all cleared their windows. They've not got ice on them, but they've got mist on them and everything else. They can't see out of them properly. Visibility's worse because of the weather, mist, fog, you know, and the morning's the worst time for it. That's when everybody
and
drives like an idiot. So
7-8 o'clock in the morning, no one's got their lights on either. It's lighting up time. I don't need my lights. Just put your lights on, make yourself aware. That's why bikes have obviously the Euro 4s and 5s.
That's because everybody sticks them in the auto position, and even though it's foggy and misty and everything else, it's not dark, so the car will not turn them on for you. You have to do it yourself. Yeah.
And just bringing in the man himself, he's growing the beard again. He's going Jim Diesel on me. It's the man down here. It's Zedhead. Evening, Stu.
Good evening. How's it going?
Yeah, good. Thanks. How you been keeping?
Not bad, mate. Working very, very hard at the moment.
I've not, but sakes, I haven't noticed that you've been out very, very much. So obviously following a lot of channels, but obviously there's not as many videos out there from obviously bikers, because obviously everyone's saying, oh, we're coming to the end of bike season. We're not. For us, all year round, guys, it's an all-time thing. You know, it's we've noticed now that there's a lot of bikes going up on the market for very, very cheap money, because people just want to clear their bikes out for the winter and obviously go and get themselves a new bike next year. I think Bikes, Beards and Brews covered it on his latest video today. And he said, you know, why are they pushing out the 2022 models of bikes now when it's coming to the end of bike season?
Yeah. It's just a big marketing thing, really, isn't it? Because it's all about the sooner they get to display that, the sooner they get it in your face and basically get you to buy it, I suppose.
Exactly.
All the bike shows season starting as well. So, I mean, we've got Motorcycle Live in November.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, they're obviously going to sort of be tempting everybody with the 2022 models.
So we've go on, carry on.
I was going to say, did you did you see that Street Fighter that Indian put out this week?
Very, very nice. Obviously, Sarah's going to be the one for that, because she's the Harley and the Indian girl. So a lot of people are going out. Obviously, she said she's out for runs. New regs, I guess. There's obviously with Motorcycle Live, we're actually going up on the 5th of December, because why they put the trade show on a Tuesday when all the dealerships are going to be open, I don't know, because the trade show always used to be on a Sunday. But we can't get a day off, so we're going to go up on the Sunday. But we're actually going up to meet Missenden Flyer and Teapot One. So I said to Bruce, we'll pop into his stand, you know, have a little say, you know, jolly with him and that. But there's a lot of riders. I think username Kate's going up as well. She's going to be on the Bike Shore stand. So there's going to be a lot of moto vloggers there on the Sunday. But the trade show on the Tuesday is looking very, very sort of slim. Because obviously the dealers are saying, you know, why do it on a Tuesday? Because it's our prime day. It's when most of the business is open on a Tuesday. But to do it that, I've no idea why they geared it up for Trade Tuesday and not a Sunday.
I don't know. It's like it's maybe they're just trying to mix it up a wee bit. I don't know. Is it something that they've maybe discussed during lockdown?
Maybe it's cheaper.
Probably, yeah, because obviously, we'll quit my bikes off the road about to replace the front disc and caliper and bleed the whole system. Not happy. No, definitely not good. We had one in this week, frozen caliper, and I obviously my little technician, he's training up, as we say. And I said to him, I said, if you take the caliper off, obviously pop the pads out, check the pistons. But don't push them all the way out. And he went, no, so just one little pump of the brake, check the pistons are up, squeeze them back in, one little pump, squeeze them back in. He did about 3 pumps and the piston fell out. Bye brake fluid. We got the piston back in, but it's a dual braking bike. About 30 minutes.
Nightmare.
Yeah, 30 minutes later, I'm still bleeding the front. He went, yeah, but the back piston fell out. Yeah, but you just filled the front up with air as well.
I don't know, boys usually know with the GTR, is it the same as the ZZR with the front calipers where it's 4 pads?
Yeah.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah.
They're an absolute nightmare. Because you can have one snap.
I find them really easy. But the one thing you must do is what I do is regularly, every few months, because I'm high mileage, I'll strip them right down and I'll give them a good clean and the pistons and everything else, push them back. And I don't worry about putting the pads back in where they came out of. They'll go into whichever, as long as they stay one side or the other. But yeah, you always find that you wear a couple more than the others, and
definitely.
I just again clean them out and use like the red rubber grease.
Yeah, because you usually get that with the seals, don't you?
Kits,
The red rubber grease.
yeah.
You get the wee pouch. Yeah.
Paul said I have a non-return bleeding kit. They're a great thing. We use an airline one, so it literally just sucks for you, and you just literally all you're doing is pouring the brake fluid in.
Yeah.
But you've got to make sure that you've got the airline in one hand, because if you don't, your reservoir disappears. That's it, air back in the system.
Yeah.
So it can be an absolute pain. What's the problem? Does warranty not cover it? Ask Paul that. I don't know. He'll answer that in the feed. Military's going very, very good. Hopefully everybody did 11-11. And obviously Ring of Red this weekend. Yeah. I was out the back for my 2 minutes, and one of my friends was actually in Asda's. So Simon will know Asda's, and they actually announced it and said, ladies and gentlemen, it is 2 minutes to 11. Can I please ask everybody to stop in the aisles for 2 minutes silence? We will not be serving at the tills. And he said to me, he said, I can't believe the amount of people that were complaining. I've got my shopping on the till, mate. Can we get going? And the girl just sat there, and he said the girl just sat there because it was 2 minutes silence, her head bowed, and he went, are you going to answer me or what? And in the end, the guy behind him said to him, it's the 2 minute silence, mate. Oh yeah, but that was hundreds of years ago, mate. Can we just forget about it and move on? It was like, really?
Yeah.
All those people that gave up everything to protect these countries, not just the UK, but America as well, all around the world. Just spare 2 minutes out of your life, people. Really, things like that really do wind me up.
I think it's just the way the world is now, and getting back to what you were saying about driver awareness, it's the exact same thing. If somebody's sitting there at a roundabout waiting to go, they're like, come on, and it's all about just getting from A to B as quick as you can. And the amount of cars that's on the road, and we are there as bikers stuck in the middle, and really that's the reason why, going back to earlier what Simon was saying as well, that's the reason why things like this are happening. It's not just the one that I had recently when the car pulled out from the side on me. I mean, like I couldn't have been any more than 150 yards away in the middle of the road. I mean, what the ZZR's lit up like a Christmas tree at the front end. Not as if you can't see that bike, and she still pulled out.
You could have had a flashing beacon on your head, and she would have probably still walked out. Especially.
Yeah. Honestly, because I overtook the two cars. There was a car that pulled out in front of her, and then she waited a wee while, and then decided that she was coming as well. And I could see her front wheels moving, and that's what my instructor always told me: never look at their eyes, look at the wheels, because the wheels will tell you what the car's going to do, not their faces, because they could be looking straight at you and still come out. And so basically I saw that and I anticipated what I was going to do. I would let them come out and then pull out, and I'd already checked up the road and it was clear.
See, what you need on your bike is something like Hellbelly, Hells on Two Wheels put up. Oh God, what was it called? Let me just have a quick look. The Slingshot Parade. Go and have a look at Hells on Two Wheels. Those bikes are lit up like Christmas trees. They've got the slingshots going down the road with all the LEDs on them. I'm like, that is impressive. But would I buy one? Nah, stick to two wheels for me.
Yeah. I think a good, a decent minigun on the front or something would help.
A locomotive horn.
Yeah, that's another good. I've seen them for sale, and I've quite often thought about one. It'll probably kill me bike the first time you set it off.
I'd like to go the battery would just
go. We had it's quite funny actually, because we had one of our customers that he bought a ZSB, the same as Jim's. So little 125 Lexmoto ZSB, didn't like the horn, and decided he was going to put a set of air horns on it that played La Cucaracha. So he mounted a metal bar across the front of the bike where the horn bracket goes, and then bolted all the air horns and the compressor, and then wired it up to the front of the bike. Sounded great, all on the horn button. And then realised he couldn't turn the front wheel because the rear of the front wheel was catching the horns.
Planning.
Yeah, so he had to take the whole lot off.
I'd love to have seen his face when he tried to turn those bars.
Because I said to him, I said, "Oh, did it work?" And he went, "No, I had to take it all off because the air horns were catching the rear of the wheel." And I'm like, "Oh well." What did you put on it in the end? I went to. He said, "I went to. I think it was called Motor Serve or Euro Car Parts." And he bought one of these 12-volt car horns, the big ones. Basically sounds like a train horn. Put that on. Did it work? And he went, "Yeah." He said, "But as soon as I put it on," he said, "as soon as you hit the horn, the lights dimmed." I went, "Well, you would do."
Yeah. That reminds me of an old Vespa I had. As soon as you put the indicator on, the headlight used to go off. There weren't enough power there to charge everything. It was only on the 6-volt system. It's funny.
Yeah.
We've had some really good bikes in this week. Obviously, we've done a lot of servicing. MOTs are absolutely stupid. We're back-to-back car and bike MOTs at the moment because obviously with the 6-month lockdown, everybody decided to have the 6-month rollover, and you've got all the people that originally had their MOTs there anyway. So we've got twice the workload.
Yeah, of course.
But then if you're doing MOTs all day, your garage profits are going to be down because you're not doing servicing, you're not doing repairs.
Yeah.
And then with the amount of MOTs, someone comes in, "Oh, you need your brake pads changed. Your brake pads are down to the metal," which is what we're seeing a lot of at the moment, or tyres worn out. "When can we fit you in?" "Oh, well, we're booking next Tuesday, Wednesday." "Well, have you got nothing for tomorrow?" "No, because we're stacked out with MOTs. I've got 3 guys on the go, flat out. We've been on the go since 7 this morning. We're meant to be out the door 5:20. Bikes are meant to be away and out the door at 6. We were putting bikes away at 6 o'clock tonight, and I think we all left about 6:30. And I've got so many jobs stacked up. I've still got cars on ramps that were left from today. I might just go home. Let's just call it a night and go home. We'll attack it again tomorrow."
You would think DVLA would have sussed that out by now and just offset them again, like they did. Before, wouldn't you? You would have thought they would have sussed out.
That would have involved common sense, buddy. I don't think the DVLA have got any of that.
No.
Well, the good news is obviously I've got my demo test on Thursday with DVSA, so as long as I get it right and to the ball, I will be hopefully a tester by Thursday, because I've done my theory, I've done my paperwork, got 100% on it. But let's see. Hopefully Thursday might be a little announcement on my page. Now a bike MOT tester. So get ready to fail your bike, Simon.
You can fail it if you want. It's still got another 11 months to run on the MOT. So.
Oh well, it'll be fun. Some of the dogs that I've seen come through the garage over the last couple of weeks, and it's like, yeah, but you've got LEDs on the back. Only 2 of them are working. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and you've got like 20 in the thing. Oh, is that a fail? Well, yeah, you've only got 2 out of 20 working, mate. It's less than 50%. And then,
I've always, see, any time I present a bike to get MOT tested, it's cleaned and polished within an inch of its life. I just think that is a matter of respect to the person who's testing your bike, that you present your bike like that. And I remember one year, I think it was maybe I'd passed my test about 2 years, so it would have been about 2011. And this guy rocked up in this bike, and it looked as if it was the mud that was holding this thing together. And I looked at him and looked at the tester, and the tester's kind of sort of staring at it, and I'm like, what a way to put a bike in for an MOT.
A quick one, Exeter, who's a workshop running cars and bikes. Well, Simon's seen how big our unit is. We've got 3 separate units, so we actually own 4, 5, and 6, which were the old railway buildings. 4 is the main one, which is next to my office, which is where we do servicing and tyres and that. 5 is the middle one, which is the MOT bay, and then 6 is obviously my bike showrooms, but 6 is the MOT bay, and off to the side I've got 3 bike ramps. And if you'd have seen it today, I had 8 cars on the yard, 32 bikes out the front, and every single bay is full of vehicles. It's got that bad now that the 6 non-runners are now stacked on top of one of my car ramps, because I've just not got no room in the garage. And we put I sent a message to Jim Diesel actually, because this bike, it really doesn't sound good. We've got the Millie in, and we've changed the sprag clutch, we've changed the new starter motor in it, and it sounds horrible when we start it up. So sent Jim the video, and he said I'll send it across to AP Engineering, which is Aprilia Performance Engineering. But I'm awaiting a phone call back, so it's time to. I said to him, we've spent enough time on it. It turns over, but it just won't fire, because every time it goes to fire, it's ka-chink, and it's metallic, and it don't sound good. But it's not the engine, it's starter related, and we've changed the starter motor, we've done everything in it, so it's now beyond us. Time to out the bike, as they say.
Being an Italian bike, have you stood like that at it for the?
You're a piece of shit to work.
Feed it some more pasta.
Pasta in the fuel tank. And that's brought me up. Obviously, that brings me on to putting things in fuel tanks. E10 fuel. We've had so many bikes come in now with E10 fuel failure, and everyone's saying, "Oh yeah, but E5 is the super unleaded." No. E5 is not the super unleaded. E5 was the cheap crap you were putting in your tank 9 months ago. The super unleaded has gone. E5 has basically replaced super unleaded, but it isn't super.
No,
it's just the normal stuff you were sticking in your tank. E10 is now become the crap stuff. That's the cheap of the cheap. That's what a lot of people are forgetting. That obviously E5 is not super unleaded. It's the cheap crap you were putting in 9 months ago when you pulled up at the pump.
Yeah. See, I know most of the petrol stations up here that I've been to, with the exception of one, E5, you can only get E5 in super. So if you're looking for E5 on a pump, you have to fill it with super. And I think I've only ever came across one station where it was just premium unleaded that was E5. And that kind of threw me a wee bit, because I had that thinking as well, that if you want E5, you need to have super. But that's not really the case. Up here with a lot of the pumps that we've got, that is the case. If you want E5, you have to put super in.
E10 is not doing well at the moment. Obviously, there's loads of posts on it. I've spent hours sort of researching it, and it's just down to the amount of ethanol in it. And people are saying, "Oh, you know, but you can buy this fuel additive." And I'm like, why would you need a fuel additive if they put the correct amount of petrol out? And then a lot of people are saying, obviously, it's all the fuel that was left over from when COVID hit, and because it wasn't used. And I'm like, no, it don't work like that.
I've heard all the conspiracy theories.
It's all the conspiracy.
They're trying to kill our engines, get us onto electric. No, they're not.
Yeah, no. To do that, they'll just tax us. They'll just stick an extra 20% on the tax. That'll get us away from fuel.
Well, we're nearly £1.50 a litre, so I think they're doing well with their tax at 80% as it is.
Yeah, true. You might as well just chuck it on a packet of fags again.
What I have noticed with the E10 is the fuel consumption's terrible with it.
It's half of what it is on E5 at the moment.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard it's really bad. And the VFR, the old VFR, does struggle a bit on it. It's a bit lumpy. You can feel it's a bit lumpy. The newer bikes, not as bad. It's still, it's a wee bit snatchy still, but you just put that down to the fueling. But there's definitely a difference. Regardless of what people say, there's definitely a difference.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely. And obviously the final one that I've got in here, smart motorways. Do you think they're a good idea or a bad idea?
Worst idea ever.
Yeah. Someone asked me the question. He said, I've just started commuting to London. And obviously it's my first week of going down to London. Now he's obviously a car driver, but he said, have you got friends that use the M1? I went, yeah, I've got a very good friend that sometimes uses the M1, sometimes uses the A5. Depends on his route, but obviously I've got a lot of friends in Luton. And he said to me, they've got this thing called Smart Motorway. And I went, yeah, it's been there for months, mate. And he went, yeah, but I can use the hard shoulder. And I went, yeah, but there's only certain points of the hard shoulder you can use because it tells you to move back out to the middle lane. And he went, yeah, but what happens if I break down? Where do I stop? Good point.
Yeah.
So if you break down in lane 1, which is meant to be the hard shoulder, and it's a moving lane, you're running, I'd say, 100% risk that you are going to get slammed up the backside by a vehicle.
Yep.
There's a lot of gone on about the smart motorways just lately, and it is just that. Where do you stop? The refuge areas, there isn't enough of them, and they're too far apart. There's been over the last 4 years, there's been, I forget the numbers, but there's been a lot of people killed on smart motorways, and even the government bloke that brought it in originally was misinformed about how good they would be, and he's actually quoted as saying if he'd been aware of all of this when he actually brought in the act, he wouldn't have agreed it, and we wouldn't have smart motorways now. But they cost a lot of money, and they're just ploughing ahead. I mean, if you look up Northampton area on the M1, they're converting all that to smart motorway now, and it's just terrifying. If you break down in the outside lane or something in your car, let alone on a motorbike, you can't even get over half the time to where the hard shoulder should be. But when you get there, you find there's lorries doing 56 miles an hour along it.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah. Definitely agree there. Because obviously going from sort of Milton Keynes to Northampton, it's now this average speed camera, roadworks are in place, 50 mile an hour. The amount of congestion on that every day. And then you clear Northampton, you think, oh, great, you get 2 junction run up to Daventry, and then it kicks back in again. You're back down to 50. And it's like, all right. But probably the best bit of road is that M6 toll road, because there are no police, because it's a private. No, it's a private private road. It's a toll road, and you can open it up as fast as you don't like.
It was a couple of years ago now. I was up in Manchester or something. I was coming back on my bike, and I've never used a toll road before. And I decided, you know what? I'm really fed up with filtering. I've had enough of it now. I'm going to use the toll road. It was beautiful. It was lovely to use, and I even stopped on the services there, and they were a pleasure to use. I thought, why can't all the motorways be like this? I don't care. Charge for all of them. This is great.
So we have a guest in the room. We're going to bring him in, the one and only Mr. Jim Diesel.
Hello, fellas.
Hello, Jim.
How you doing, Jim?
Oh, Sid. All right, how are you? How everyone?
What did you think of that video? Any ideas?
That was fucked.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Pretty weird. Yeah, it sounded a bit metallic, didn't it?
Yeah. We've done the sprag on it, and we've done the starter motor, but it definitely sounds starter orientated. It sounds like it's jumping cogs.
Yeah, it didn't sound good. I sent the videos off to Grip at AP.
Engineering, yeah.
But, he's chinned me off. They haven't replied, so
I might give him a call tomorrow because it's. Well, I did say to the boss, let's just wheel it across the road, take some photos, and just stick it up on eBay or Auto Trader, spares or repairs. But there's a lot of people saying, oh God, buying a Aprilia, and they're all 1 in 100 is a good bike. So good choice you getting the Kawasaki.
Great. I should ride mine all year round. They're right. They're good in the snow.
Yeah.
Well in the snow.
Yeah. As a quick one from Exeter, your car bike goes into limp mode. That's bad enough, even with a hard shoulder. Yeah, very, very. Okay, can't believe I'm drinking milk on a Friday night, and obviously Sarah, hey Jim. So there's a couple more spaces available if anybody wants to jump onto the StreamYard.
Red Bomb. Have you seen? Do you watch Chasing the Racing?
No.
Podcast?
No.
Guy Martin was on it. On the most recent podcast, and he was talking about, now I'm not 100% sure, it is in England, but there's a stretch of motorway that they're going to have overhead power lines on one of the lanes. The truck company that he works for just now is developing trucks that will have booms that when they go onto the motorway, they'll go up and take power from the lines and switch their engines off and run on electric.
Oh, blimey. Yeah, I did have one message from someone that said, oh, have you heard about Guy Martin? I went, oh, what's he done now? Crashed a bike, broke the world speed record again? He went, no, he's actually bought a racetrack.
No, it's a dirt bike track.
Dirt bike track.
It's not him, it's his wife. His wife's bought it.
Oh, blimey. So that'll be fun. Get out and do a bit of motocross then. But each to their own. So yeah, I'll stick to hacking around on my bike. The good news, Simon. Had a guy in today. Hasn't ridden for about 10 years. He said, "Oh, have you got anything 300, 400 cc?" And I went, "Nothing in apart from brand new. If you want to buy a Lex Moto." He said, "I really, really wanted to go for something a bit better, a known brand." Oh, okay. Well, I've got a 600 in, and he went, "Oh, what's that?" Took him in the front showroom, 636 Kawasaki, so it's a ZX6. Have a look at that one. And he went, that's nice. Or I got Street Triple, Speed Triple, 675. And he went, he said, nah, that looks like something that's fell out of Transformers. And I was like, yeah, all right, okay. Then he walked back past mine. He went, oh, is that one for sale? I went, yeah. So hopefully, might have a buyer. But he's and an R in between the one in our front showroom and my one. So I've said to him, yeah. But he did say to me, he said, if I don't get it, my mate probably be interested in yours. So yeah. And result, I got my check this week for my injuries. So
excellent. I
can now pay Phil for the GTR because I still owe him a load of money on the GTR. So pay that off, but obviously the rest of it's gone to court. And I'm going to mention the company now. Hastings Insurance was was the driver that hit me. He was insured with Hastings Insurance. They paid for my injuries. Well, they've sent me an interim payment, a pittance, as I will say. So I've got something out of it, which will pay a bit of the bike off. But the thing that's really annoyed me, and I've got the video, I've downloaded a lovely video. It's taken me about 2 weeks and loads of Hastings adverts, insurance adverts, all ready to go. They have refused to pay for my damaged helmet, my jeans and my clothes. Oh, well, no, it doesn't come into it. I'm like, well, and I phoned them up and I said, I said, can I get an insurance quote? Yeah. If I have an accident and I crash my helmet, will you replace it? Oh yeah, we always replace a biker's helmet because it's an obligatory item. It needs to be done. All right. Can I ask you a question then? Because I had an insurance claim. Your driver hit me. he's covered by you. Why aren't you replacing my helmet? Boom, down goes the phone. So I've got a nice little video ready to run once the court's set, because it's gone to court this week. So hopefully we shall get a reply in the next couple of weeks. But I've got a nice video. So Hastings Insurance, thank you very much.
What I think you'll find there is, mate, is you've got an insurance underwriter that's trying to get away with paying the least amount that they can.
Yeah.
And they're hoping that you'll get fed up and you'll take the money and not pursue it.
It's not happening. It's in the hands of I've left it. My solicitor's dealing with it. So, and obviously,
right.
The thing is, they've been told if it goes to court, my solicitor's fees are going to be about £1,200. But they could have set. They could have settled up ages ago, and half of that. But for what it's going to cost them now, solicitors' fees and extra fees and time delays, is it really worth it? And who gets to pay for it at the end of the day? It's going to be the taxpayer.
Yeah.
So bloody insurance companies for you. Enough of that anyway. Quick couple that we've got coming through on the quick one from MT to turning lorries into tram sticks. You're all interested in Victorian gear.
Mental, isn't it?
Triumph will still be there for me in February, March. Paul, it's still there. Hopefully, he wasn't interested in that because he said it looked like a transformer. Wasn't one for him. So your bike is still there. Come and give me a deposit. Quick one from Howie. Worked for the Highways Agency. It was the Womble's training from Smart Motorways. One of the main reasons to take early retirement. I really can't understand Smart Motorways. It's not one of my things. Stagecoach has got 4 horsepower. Got shafted twice. How's your back? Did get shafted twice. Back's all right. It's getting better. Now I'm riding the GTR, but you won't get me back on a sports bike again. My sports biking days are over. If I had the chance, I would have a ZZR, but obviously the GTR is more comfortable. But in all basics, it's a ZZR engine in it. We just got a shaft drive, so I still get the same sound, and it pulls like a freight train anyway. So I'm quite happy with what I've got. It's took me a while to find a bike that I actually enjoy. Apart from that bloody VN 1600 that we've got in the cruiser, I really do like. The more I ride that VN 1600 in and out of the workshops, I do like the fact that it's a cruiser bike. And the other one we've got is that we've got a red VFR 800 in now, firing that up every morning and just the burble of. That's why I like Lockwood's bike so much, because obviously you've got that big V engine kicking away. But the one that doesn't appeal to me is the VMAX. We've got a Yamaha VMAX in, and everyone goes, "Oh yeah, but look at the scoops on it, look at the ram air on it." Oh god, and it don't appeal to me. It's got the shortest bars ever, and how the hell you corner on that thing, I do not know. But
see, I've heard that about the VMAX. It's an amazing bike in a straight line.
It's
great. On it.
Yeah,
it's lovely. I love the look of it.
It's like an American car. It don't corner.
And you look at the tyres on it as well. It's like, how do you even corner on that thing? It's not designed for corners.
See, we had one come in the other day, and I said to him, "Jesus Christ!" And he went, "What's that?" I went, "Your back tyre on your bike." And he went, "Oh yeah, it's a 420. I think it was a 420 17." And I went, Jesus Christ, that's a fat back tyre on that. It was on a Harley. Then I looked at it and I went, what you got on the front? He went, 90 by 90 21. And it was like a bicycle tyre. And I went, how'd you corner? He said, you don't corner on a Harley. It's designed to impress and just sit there going in a straight line.
Yeah.
So not my cup of tea.
No.
But the GTR handles nicely. Well, watching Zed, because obviously Zed was the one that got me into the ZZRs when I started looking at it. And then obviously going from ZZR, just flicking through YouTube videos, that led me up to Simon. So it tends to be the people that I follow that influence my style. I'm going to go and buy a VFR next, and I.
Don't start following pixies on push bikes, will you?
Oh God, no. It could be worse. I've had a few, because obviously everyone keeps steering me to do this TikTok thing. And I'm not one for doing all these. I did Snapchat, got bored with Snapchat and deleted it. But then someone said to me, go get TikTok. Yeah, but
there's quite a big biking community on TikTok. I'm on TikTok myself.
Yeah, but I found
I'm constantly naked on it. It's brilliant.
Well, I found Gesto and Lane on it, and obviously Gesto and Lane started, and then I started following other people. But I as I said to Simon, I went, I get these random women that just pop up on my phone in underwear or breastfeeding adverts, and he went, yeah, he said. But then Simon said to me, it's however long that you hang around on the video watching it. Scroll back. Yeah, so 90% of my feed now is bikers. I get the odd one or two that pops up and like, go away. But
XD Donkey's doing quite good on it.
Yeah. Where are we? Just go a couple more. I think cruiser style bikes are becoming more popular year on year. It's just the seating style. People are ending up, whether we're all getting too old to get over a sports bike now, and obviously the younger generation are going sort of more for their sort of street fighter looks. But the Harley Fat Boy, you have to hang off the side of it to get around. They're not that bad. The one Harley that I do love is the Night Rod. That is the one bike that really appeals to me. But when we went to the Harley stand about 3 years ago, and I said to him, "Where's your Night Rods?" "Oh, it's a discontinued model. V-Rod, Night Rod, we're all And I'm like, "Why? It's probably the best bike you've made, and you've discontinued it," which is obviously why I like burning gas hauling asses. Where when I look at Gary's bike, and it's like, oh, well, them huge great bars he's got on it, and that tyre, and it's like, yeah.
I like the look of Harleys, but I could never own one because I don't like the smell of Autosol.
That's true. You spend like a TikTok feed fat breastfeeding bike, is that a thing? But yeah, probably it would be. Yeah, that's another chat. There we go, Paul. That's a new channel for you to start up. Breastfeeding bikers. There we go. Yeah. Get one in your local Aldi today. Breastfeeding biker.
Sounds like a video series, doesn't it? Yeah.
Oh. Is anybody obviously following anything? I've noticed one that popped up. I tend to do. I don't tend to do watching TV at night. I tend to either go in the bedroom and either have Amazon Prime on, or we tend to do Netflix. And one that popped up on my feed, and I haven't watched it for absolutely ages. And I've started watching it I've watched the entire series from front to end, and it's Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, aye.
Yeah.
And I've just started getting back into it, and then I actually said to the missus, she went, "Oh God, what's this bloody biking thing that you're watching?" I went, "Sons of Anarchy." Yeah, and she's actually getting into it. She's actually enjoying it now.
It gets so hectic. The further it goes in, it gets so hectic.
I think it was all right for about four seasons, and then it started getting really silly. And that's when I was interested in it. But
that's kind of
the early ones I enjoyed.
Because she said too far. Yeah, because she said to me, she went, "That's the bloke from Hellboy," and I went, "Yeah, it's Ron Perlman." And then of course she went, "Oh, who's that?" And I went, "Where? Who?" She pointed. I went, "Oh, that's Jax." And she went, "Oh, he's a bit of all right, isn't he?" I went, all right.
Yeah, we're not watching that anymore, love. Yeah.
Change the channel.
The actor that played Piney passed away last week.
Oh, blimey.
Oh, sad.
That's a shame.
He was 80 or something like that.
Yeah, because there's loads of them that have all disappeared. Because I think we lost, what was it, Al from Quantum Leap this week as well, Dean Stockwell. Okay. Yeah, he's gone as well. So everyone's dropping like flies. I shall be here for another week anyway.
You'll be fine.
Evening to Paul M. He's in the building. So evening, Paul. Good to see you here.
Hi, Paul.
Evening, Paul.
Couple of quick ones. Oh, here we go. Sarah Jack's my reasons for watching it. Yeah. It's got to be a female thing that everyone's into Jack's at the moment. It's like
spoiler alert. He dies at the end. Game over.
I prefer Dopey. Dopey was my man. I like Dopey.
There was some really good ones in it, but obviously I'm back at the beginning now. So she's like, "Oh yeah." fast forward this bit, go forward 10 minutes, this bit's slow. And she went, no, just watch the whole thing. So I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm just going to have a quick look at my motorcycle handbook while you're reading that then. Gives me an excuse to catch up.
I was quite surprised about Marilyn Manson's character, and he actually played it really well.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just running through all my quick feeds here. The other one, does anybody follow Dan the Fireman?
Yeah.
I don't. I stopped watching his stuff.
I stopped watching. I unsubscribed from the paid subscribers because it was just getting if you'd have got this quad lock mount, it'd have been your phone wouldn't have got broken, or you shouldn't have done this, you shouldn't have that. He actually had he put up on his feed this week that someone had actually complained and he'd had a load of his videos taken down because it showed violence of a graphic nature.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Just for showing bike crash videos, and I'm like, really? So if that's the case, then why don't people like Max Wrist and all the
Motostars,
Dirt Bike Lunatic?
I don't watch any of that because it just tempts fate. You know what I mean? I'd rather watch somebody riding away and whatever. But nah, any of that, I'm not interested.
I started watching them because I thought, right, how are these people getting into accidents, and what can you see before you get there? And 9 times out of 10, it's so obvious what's going to happen before it happens. But
you see, the one that really does it is MotoJitsu, because he covers it. He covers actually how to ride, but he doesn't cover any crashes. It's like you should be riding like this, and this. And some of his advice is really good. 2 wheels and a ponytail. Oh God, yeah. If you're gonna just go away from sort of looking at her ass, but she's got the Husky Nuda. That's a great bike, Motor Madness, as he said, Motor Madness, etc. Show all the bike. Once you've seen one, you've seen them all, and it tends to be either the American guys or the Australians just getting irate that they've been cut up on the road. If you'd have forward planned your route and looked at your limit points, you wouldn't have got that far.
Boom.
But as we say, if you are riding a bike, treat every car driver like they're out to kill you.
Assassins, a lot of them.
They are.
Probably the good one as well. Norley Itchy Boots. Yeah, she just says it as she sees it. I think she's halfway round South Africa at the moment, so she's doing well. Yeah, Itchy Boots is good. That's actually on that. I think we did a ride test on one of the. We had a Himalayan in Royal Enfield Himalayan, and I actually zoomed in on the stickers on the top box, and he'd actually got a couple of Itchy Boots stickers on it. I was like, because the guy actually bought it. He said, are the stickers free? And I went, yeah. He went, I've got to have that because it's got Itchy Boots stickers. That's what made the sale on it. The simple fact that it got a couple of Motovlog stickers on it. I'm like, okay, fine. Del Boy's Garage. If you haven't seen Del Boy's, there's some really good stuff on Del Boy's Garage. And then the other one, Wagwan as well. There's quite a few videos out there. I didn't say that coming.
There was a channel that popped up in my feed a couple of weeks ago, biker stuff. Have you seen that?
There's one that I follow. They're not a huge channel, but he's a CBT instructor. Bionic Bikers. If you haven't seen the Bionic Bikers,
I have.
But him and his missus sort of go out and do the occasional ride. But he's taken his poor little, never ever ridden before people, never ever been on a motorcycle, and he's trying to teach them sort of how to slip the clutch and get moving. And as a CBT instructor, he is so spot on. But then again, he's an older rider, so he's got the experience and he's got the knowledge. We've got, I think, 3 CBT schools that are pretty good in Milton Keynes, but then the other 5 or 6, everyone's wanting for CBT. Right, I'm going to go do my license and teach people how to ride bikes. How much experience you got? Well, about 4 years. Yeah, and he's pushing people through tests the correct way and pushing through people through tests the wrong way, and then just go and play with live traffic. There's your CBT test. Go and have fun on your bike and kill yourself.
The driving school I went to, every one of the instructors was ex-bike cops. Every one of them. And I actually did a bike safe course at Jackton Police College in East Kilbride, and actually, when I went, this was a couple of years after I'd passed my test, they were all there, and they were doing the advanced riding, because you got an assessment as part of the bike safe course. So I got to go out and ride with them again, so it was good.
Good. Brilliant.
Oh, Howie's in the room. So good evening to Howie, and evening to Punkster. Punks was finally turned up. Well. So yeah, he's up there as well. I'm going to post the link up again. I've got a couple more spaces available. Anybody wants to jump on the live stream there. So link's just gone up for you. Come in and join the boys. I've run out of wine, so I'm going to go and have a cigarette in a minute and leave the room to you boys. So I shall hang on for a while. Paul recently took a ride on a borrowed bike, made a small video trip. Did not have a camera, but I did up myself. I forgot to run the bike. Oh, yeah, I've actually seen. I think it's in. Oh God, what they call it, Thailand. And his mate's on the bike, and they've got these horrible little scooters. It literally looks like it's a bicycle with an engine. But they can't afford GoPros, and they can't afford. He's actually got an old Samsung phone taped to his head, and you can see the camera feet and his friends of it, and he's going, "Oh, look!" I'm like, that's going to make some really interesting video. That, but I haven't seen his video feed go up. But
yeah. Something like that will get million hits, wouldn't it?
It's probably still be better than mine.
It's got to be better than. It's got to be better than the Hero. What is it? The GoPro Hero Black.
I was seeing the video that Zed did with the Goodmans. The wee Goodmans. That was awesome. I was ending myself by the end of that.
I think it was a good consumer advice.
The thing was, all right. I was like, I thought, oh, is he having a dig at me? Because I actually when we did the first video with the GTR run out, where I got the cameras front and back, that's got those crappy £10 cameras on it. But when you actually look at the quality, you are so spot on with your review. The quality was crap. Unless if you go full screen, it was grainy as hell. But if you actually shrunk it down, you got a decent bit of video out of it. But hence the reason why I went out and bought an Insta 360, and then went out and I've actually bought myself 2 new drifts now. So I've got the new Drift Ghost. I think it's the X now, which is the new, same as yours, Simon, with a little button on the back.
XL, yeah.
The XL, yeah. So I've got 2 of those now, but I've still got my Ghost on the side of my helmet. And everyone's like, why don't you change it up and put one of those new ones on it? If you've seen the mic socket on that thing and tried to wire in the mic socket, it's a pain in the arse. Mine's just a 3.5mm jack in the back, does the job. And I'll use my 2 Ghosts front and back and have the Insta up on the screen.
Yeah.
But I have found if you are attaching your bike, don't go and buy those motorcycle mount kits that you get on eBay for $10.99. They don't last 5 seconds.
Ooh.
Yeah, going down the road, and my camera's going, oh, flutter. I went on, a friend of mine.
Don't talk to me about motorcycle mounts.
Yeah. He said to me, the ones that you want to get are they're called Manfrotto, and they're like big G clamps. You literally screw them onto anything. He said they will hold for anything. So that's what we had. That's what we used now. Did I have microphone issues with the Ghost XL? The only thing with the Ghost XL, because obviously my Ghost X that I've got has got a 3.5mm jack in the back. That's it, and I've just got the lead bike up inside my helmet, and just a little foam tucked inside my chin pad. So when I'm talking, you can hear it. With the new one, it's like a super USB jack. I think Simon knows what I'm on about. It's like a damn big USB jack at the back. You have to plug in, then you have to have the adapter kit, and trying to route all that wiring inside your helmet when you've already got a center kit in it is an absolute pain in the backside. So I'll just use those for footage and stick with my Ghost X. Yeah,
this is the Ghost XL, and the Ghost XL's got a an adapter for your microphone that actually screws in. You take out a waterproof plug and you screw this adapter in. You can get issues with this adapter if it's too tight or not tight enough. So you, Paul was asking to get problems with it. Fiddle with the thing backwards and forwards, and it'll it comes up with a little microphone on the back screen, and it tells you connect it. So.
Yeah.
Robert, see your pack talk. How did you get that to connect to your camera? Has that got like a direct link, or could you wire it in? Is it hardwired?
No, I did a stupid kind of had a dual microphone thing and I had a second mic that just sat in next to the speaker in my helmet.
Yeah.
Wasn't ideal. There's a better way of doing it. There's a better way of hardwiring it. The guy Fasty Rides put a video up maybe a few weeks ago. Just look for that, and you'll see the way that he's done it. And it's really simple. But that was just like a quick fix that I'd done the day before we went out, basically.
It was a good idea, mate, because it came off really well, you know.
It's good to do it. It's good to do it.
It was so funny listening to all the conversations. Do you know what I mean?
The guys are a riot. So they are. You know, Todd R27 is just nuts.
Cool. Ponks, who's obviously 3D printed all my new GoPro mounts on my bike. You're going to have to educate me on 3D printers, Ponks, because I've just bought one. One of my friends, he said to me, we can't get certain parts for bikes, but if we send like our part off, we can get it 3D printed. And I went, oh, is there money in it? And he went, there's a huge amount of money making plastic bike parts for bikes that you can't get because obviously delays from China or they've not got it in stock. And I went, all right. So I've actually looked at investing into a 3D printer. I've just spent £400 this week on a 3D printer, but it comes with spools of multicolored cabling. And then one of the guys said, he said, the thing you want to do, he said, the thing that sells is these little bike stands that go on the floor. You put your side stand on. I went, the pucks, yeah. And he said, you can sell them for £2 each. And I'm like, okay. So I said, well, what do I need to do? He said, and he sent me the software for this 3D designer. So the printer arrives hopefully by next Thursday. But I've been sitting playing with this 3D designer. But then obviously I went on to the database that's got all the bits and pieces, and it lists there's tens of thousands of different programs on there that you can modify your own. But obviously clicking through, Guardians of the Galaxy, what's that? 3D printed mini Groot, and I'm like, oh right, I'm having that.
all I would say is prepare yourself for a lot of heartache, because some of these print cycles are 6 to 8 hours.
That's what he said.
And they can fail at any time.
Oh, great.
Diesel Hog Vlogs was printing me a carbon fibre Mandalorian, and I think it was about 6.5 hours in when the nozzle clogged. And obviously he went to bed. He leaves it cycling when he goes to bed and come back, and the filament was everywhere.
Oh, good.
So
Ponks. So that is the site. Yeah, Thingiverse. Yeah. No. Yeah, I found that already. That's the site he sent me to. And there's thousands of different programs on it. You can have anything from like a little flower vase to a little wheel to. But I thought,
the company I work for, they manufacture injection molding parts. That's what plumbing products that they do. And their research and development team, that's what they do now. They basically design it on CAD and then they can 3D print it. So they can have an actual live part within 6 hours of designing it. And they can actually flow test it, pressure test it. They can do all the tests before they actually send it away to get the tool manufactured. So, I mean, like, that's state of the art.
That's it. It's everything in it. I mean, I got a seal driver for when I was putting seals in the VFR forks, and that was 3D printed. You know, it came as a pair. You can see that it was 3D printed. Yeah.
I've got a clamp for the outside lens of my DJI Osmo Action, and that's a 3D printed part as well. Everyone's doing it. It's clever.
So roll on next Thursday. I shall probably by next Friday's live stream. I shall either be thumbs up or showing you what it works like, or I'll be cursing. Where is it? It's gone back.
Yeah. Thumbs up, it works, or covered in plastic. Yeah.
Yeah. if I come in, look like I've got spaghetti everywhere. It's not. It's just 3D filament everywhere.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Quick of Ponks. I use Fusion 360 to draw stuff for print. I'm gonna have to get in. I'm such a novice at this 3D print. It's just that someone said to me, you know, it's another thing. It saves you buying stuff. If you print it yourself, you're going to save yourself an absolute fortune. Right? Oh, okay. And the amount of mounts that I go through a year, I go through about, I'd say at least 100 quid's worth of mounts every year, just breaking, because they just can't handle what I do. So we'll give it a try and see what happens. And if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. And I can always send it back.
Yeah.
So plans for the weekends, anybody?
Oh dear.
Well, I'm working in the morning. I'm working in the morning, so I won't be hanging about long anyway. But I'm working in the morning, and then Sunday I'm going round to actually take the battery out of the bike to give it a bit of a refresh. So, because I haven't used the bike for a wee while. So, but no, the weather is. Sorry, Robert. Right.
No, on you go. Carry on. Sorry,
I was just going. All right, buddy. The weather's forecast is terrible for up here, so.
Oh, is it?
Nice weather for ducks.
Yeah. I was out yesterday on the VFR. That's the first I've been out on it in a couple of months, and it was just brilliant. It was only dual carriageway riding, but it's great for that. It's great for just sitting in and just cruising on it. And the weather was quite good yesterday. And the plan was to go out for a couple of hours today, but it's been pissing the rain all day, so it's just not going to happen, unfortunately. But I really need to get the bikes sprayed with ACF and get them all kind of tucked up ready for the winter. I think I've not done it yet, but it needs to get done.
Ponks is off to look at bikes at a dealer in Aberdeen tomorrow. So if anyone's near Aberdeen, go and meet Ponks then. Jim, plans for the weekend?
I've got to take my dog to the vets tomorrow.
Oh.
Apart from that, no. I'll probably take my bike out on Sunday. I'm just looking at the weather report now. It's saying that we've got 30% chance of showers. But the trouble is, though, it changes every 24 hours, doesn't it, the weather? You can look at it one day, you go out the next day, and it's like completely different, and it's snowing. So
yeah, it was same as obviously last Sunday. I thought, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna get a ride in because go out and meet the Rosper boys. Got all my kit on. Went out to the car. Just about to get in the car, and this was about 8 o'clock in the morning, and it literally went from 1 second it was dry, second, it's a bit spitty. All right, that'll be all right. Just a bit of drizzle. Got in the car, started it up, monsoon. Turned the car off, got out, walked back inside. I'm like, all right, ride test abandoned then. And I think you gave up last Sunday, didn't you, Simon?
Yeah, unfortunately, I was at a conference last Sunday. I was working, so I had to start on Sunday. Unfortunately.
So hopefully either this weekend it's going to be the Ring of Red round the M25, or it's going to be Super Sausage Run, weather dependent. So obviously it depends on how much rain we get. But thanks very much for popping in. We're gonna wind up. I've got a 5 a.m. start, hence why I've only come on quick tonight. So normally we go for a couple of hours, but I've got a 5 a.m. start in the morning, 2 more bikes to ride, and obviously clear the garage of all the backlog that we've got tonight. So I've got mechanics in at 7 rather than 9. So thanks very much for joining in, guys. Lockwood, look after yourself. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
All these channels here, so check all these guys out down here. Simon GTR 1400, check his YouTube channel out. Lockwood, Zhead, all part of the Basic Bikers. If you just go on YouTube and put Chippy Run, go and look at some of the stuff from the Chippy Run. That's really good. This guy down the bottom, Finally Friday, Jim Diesel, Finally Friday. Go and check him out and check his channel out. He actually rides a good bike now. He's got rid of that piece of rubbish. He's got a Kawasaki now, so
He get rid of his VFR as well. That was the reason I bought mine.
Yeah.
I
So,
had that,
So
VFR, yeah. Oh,
four Kawasaki riders in the room against one Honda rider. So Kawasaki rules tonight, guys. Team green.
Yeah.
But whatever you're doing, guys, thanks very much. Cheers, Zed Head, for popping in. Obviously, go and check that man out down there, Zed Head. Yeah, it's good to see him. If you haven't seen, I think he's got a couple of videos. It still amazes me how his boy does that skateboarding, and I was like, geez. It's like some mental stuff. Go and check his channel out anyway. But obviously, all these guys do it for the love. We don't do it for the money. So we're in it just for the thrill of banging videos up. Big thank you to obviously Exeter Rider, MT Belly, Ponkster, Paul M, Paul Keating, Sarah from Mrs. Burning Gas Hauling House. Who else have we got? Size Slayer. I'm just rolling through all the names that I've got up here. I think we've covered everybody, but thanks very much if you were in the side chat. Don't forget, obviously, you can follow this video, follow all these guys here. Have a great weekend, guys. Thanks very much for joining in. And till then, thanks then. We should say goodnight with, as Simon says, rubber side down and shiny side up. I'll let you sign out. So, Simon, I'll let you sign out first. Tell everybody about your channel, and then obviously I'll finish off.
Right, Simon GTR 1400. Just me and my faults. Look after yourself, everybody. Look after yourself. Keep it rubber side down, shiny side up. If you've got a shiny side, I haven't in a minute because my bike's dirty, needs a wash. And take care.
Brilliant. Lockwood?
Cool.
Yeah, just if you can, just follow me. The more subs, the better, to be honest. But I've got two bikes, a CB1000R and a VFR 750 1990 Gen 3 that I've just rebuilt from scratch a year ago. Bought it for 350 quid. A few videos on there that you can look at, so go and look. If you can get out this weekend, great, enjoy it. Stay safe.
Zed?
Just me riding a ZZR 1400. Sometimes a wee bit faster than I probably should, but just go on, check it out. If you like it, cool. If you don't, there's always someone else you can go and look at.
Yeah.
Take care of looking out for a ride.
And Jim?
Yeah, I've just switched to a KLV 1000, and I've got a video dropping on Monday. Yeah, so part 2 of I broke me heated grips and one of my switch gears, brake light switch gear went. So part 2 of that. So yeah, check that out if you want.
Brilliant. Thanks very much for joining, guys. And obviously, RB, follow the guys at Eclipse Motorcycles, website's eclipsemotorcyclesmk.co.uk. And as I always say, enjoy. If you're out there, be well, ride safe. And from RB, it's a big goodbye from me. Have a great weekend, guys. Take care. Good night.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.